Dragon fight, when to fall back to a tower, and I think it can only come with games, and games like this is where they have to start taking notes and applying what they learned yesterday.
Oh, this is where they need to start picking up points as Moopsy are going to be in trouble. They're going to dive in. Is this first blood? Oh, great barrel! Shot goes down! First blood did go to Froggen there, though. His last tick took down Moops just in time, but credit to Moops there where it's due, picking up the kill as he goes down.
Yeah, phenomenal barrel there from Moops' explosive cask, knocking Shook under the tower, taking more damage than he was anticipating, trading 1 for 1, and when you're 30 CS down, that kill is so useful. Allows him to pick up that Athene's Unholy Grail, return back to lane with double Dorans, got a little bit more HP to survive the burst, and importantly, the mana and the magic resist from that Chalice to once again sustain against this onslaught that Froggen is laying down.
Incredible start to this one. As you said, a little bit slow from the get-go, but it's games like these that pick up pace so fast. And we'll be seeing that decision-making from Alliance in a little while, I'm sure, once teams start thinking about Dragon control. Here is the hook landing on towards Nif. He does have his stun charged up. That'll go on towards Riles, but they are going to go for Nif in this one. He's fallen very low. Riles is going to dash in there. Flashes in as well, but he's gone away, and that could mean the death of Riles. Actually, a good play on towards Tabs there from Mixer. He's putting down a lot of damage of his own, and Alliance losing out on that bottom lane.
Yeah, that last auto attack just not landing there from Mr. Riles. It looked like he actually even cancelled that one. Afraid of taking too much damage from the tower, backs away, and again, Alliance come out behind Mr. Riles and Mixer. It is affecting the CS. There's already a 15 deficit, and that's the second all-in that we've seen from Mr. Riles and from Mixer that has given them a lead. They need to start snowballing it now to denying CS to Tabs. You can see the minion wave against the tower, and then applying damage to the Alliance tower themselves.
Yeah, done it perfectly there, did Super Hot Crew's bottom lane, pushing that up onto the wave, onto the tower, there we go, I'll get my words out eventually, and just denying that completely, sets him even further behind, and gives the chance for Riles to pick himself up a BF sword and a longsword to come back into this lane, which is going to be a little bit painful for Tabs at the start. He's got himself a Cutlass.
Now that Cutlass is purely compositional, based on your opponents, that you've got the Vi and the Dr. Mundo who are going to be throwing themselves at you. Once that gets upgraded to the Blade of the Rune King, it really gives Ezreal even more kiting power. Lands some percentage HP damage with his Mystic Shot, and it works in his favor. Impaler right now is level 6. He does have Assault and Battery available, so if they want to jump onto Nif, who is still level 5, it could be a kill if that hook had landed.
Yeah, hook just off to the side, and actually Arcane Shift from Tabs got him away from that one, up back into the top lane. As I said before, quiet lane in terms of kills, but it might not stay that way. Froggen has moved himself up there. There is the unstoppable force coming in. Mima going to go low. Will the leash actually come in? Yes, it will. Froggen surely going to finish this one off. No, one more auto attack is all it needs. Wicked flashing in. He's tanking up the tower right now. One more is going to take him very low. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, they've managed to pick off another kill there, this time onto Shook.
So Froggen and Wicked managing to pick up the kill there. A little bit risky. There was no Ignite available for the start of that fight, and if you're going to dive a Dr. Mundo, I think wait for that summoner to come up. They end up getting the kill and backing away. Wicked survives. However, Shook stuck around a little bit too long in their mid lane, was caught by Moops' ultimate, and that allowed Super Hot Crew to secure themselves a kill, and very importantly, they pick up a dragon as well. This is something we've seen them doing so well against Meteor Makers, is their map rotation and their decision making, and they actually take the gold lead against Alliance in this game.
I want to see how Moops really develops in this game, though. That 2-1-0 that is now sat will be a really welcome sign for him. Obviously, close to 30 CS behind in this lane against Froggen's LeBlanc, and if anyone knows how to farm in that mid lane, it certainly would be Froggen. So probably not to be too far unexpected. Let's see that kill in mid again.
Yeah, I mean, Shook trying to trade with the level 8 Gragas. Gets caught by the full combo. And yeah, there's a couple of flashes burned, but I really don't feel like Shook should have picked that battle. It was against the mid laner, that had his ultimate available, had his full combo of spells, and unfortunately for Shook, he pays the price.
Froggen has just hit 100 CS. Raw's going to be doing a similar thing in a second. And Wicked's not far behind either, with the makings of that Trinity Force already done here. Phage and Sheen both being collected by him.
Now, once that Trinity Force is completed, it's going to make Mimer's defensive decision-making a little more difficult because you've got a good mixture of magic damage, you've got Sheen procs, you've got physical damage. It's a full combo that you have to deal with, and it actually synergizes with Malphite's kit very, very well. He does have the ability to land some splash damage on minions, which makes him a pretty powerful split pusher, and with Teleport, he can join a fight. Now, we are noticing Impaler sneaking his way up to this top lane. Assault and Battery is available. You can see Mimer trading with Wicked. This could be the start of the fight. If Wicked picks it, we are going to see Impaler coming in.
Right, Impaler standing at the back though, and the ultimate coming out of Mimer there, but Impaler has now been able to sneak up onto this top side. Mimer at full HP. Are they going to be able to take Wicked down? Here comes the Assault and Battery. Mimer going to get in on top of him. Is he going to use that unstoppable force to get away? Yes, he is, onto the tower. Wicked survives.
Very smart play there. The burst that's come, there's no burst damage from Super Hot Crew, so they can't shut Wicked down super quically. He's just going to use that cooldown, gets out nice and safely, no death, and he still has a nice sizable CS lead. So we still haven't used seen those teleports being used, and I think this is the time it's going to start becoming apparent. Once the dragon respawns in about 3 or 4 minutes time, we'll most likely see Mimer and Wicked needing to position or teleport for those fights.
And this bottom lane, despite, if you look at the scoreboard, relatively low kill scores between them. There's been a lot of action going on down there. The Lion's forced out a couple of times, and we can see that Froggen is actually walking his way down towards there. But after that last dragon, they put a lot of wards in position, did Super Hot Crew, and they've got full vision of that bottom river. Yeah, very good vision control here from Super Hot Crew to allow themselves to back away in the bottom lane. They are slacking a little bit in the top half of the map, but they're anticipating Shook to come through the tri-bush. It's the only portion of the map that is warded there for Mimer. And of course, with his Sadism ultimate, he should be able to get away from the burst. There's a lot that can come down from Malphite and Kha'Zix, but he's playing a little bit risky there. Right, up in the lane. Meanwhile, Froggen now coming back over, and barrels from Moops finally starting to hurt now that Athene's Unholy Grail has been finished off for him. He's just less than 20 CS behind here, so actually has caught up a little bit from what the totals were just earlier on. And Froggen again takes a big hit, just trying to pick up that last minion of the wave before actually backing away to what looks like a blue buff pickup for him. Shook had already got that one started off.
Now, with Froggen backs off, he should have enough gold to pick himself up a Deathfire Grasp here. And ironically, with Moops being shut down fairly strong in the early game, he actually finishes his first sort of big ticket item with that Athene's Unholy Grail. So it's allowing him the ability to push this lane down. And you can see Froggen, he's not given a chance to back away. Gragas at this point can clear waves much faster, can keep the minions pushing against the Alliance's tower, and that is forcing Froggen to either lose the CS or, in this case, lose a lot of HP on that mid turret.
Got less than 2 minutes until the second dragon of the game is going to be coming up here as well. Of course, number one did go over to the Super Hot Crew, and Impaler's already started to get up into the enemy jungle, get some deeper wards in there so that they've got full vision control. Again, though, just to touch on those teleports not really being used that much to come in, and we should be seeing them when it comes to Dragon time.
Yeah, I think Dragon's definitely going to be the point to use those abilities. And in terms of the Dragon fight that is potentially, impending right now, with Moops and Mr. Rolls having their Athenes and the Bloodthirster completed, they've already hit a power spike that Alliance doesn't necessarily have an answer for. Yes, they do have a Deathfire Grasp LeBlanc, so if Mr. Rolls is overextended or Moops is overextended, they could get burst down. The key to this dragon fight for me is going to be Wicked's Triforce Malphite. If he gets a very good unstoppable force, 2 or 3 key targets, that could be all the time that Alliance need, because at this stage in the game, there's not a lot of tankiness. You've got a Sunfire Cape and a Spirit of the Ancient Golem as basically your only tank items here from Super Hot Crew, and there's nothing on the side of Alliance. They're basically all damage. Spirit of the Elder Lizard from Shook, he's going all in for that DPS.
And that's an interesting thing to figure as well, that Mimer has no way of stopping Wicked's teleport at this point. Not true the other side around, but if you use Unstoppable Force to stop Mimer going down, that means there's no Unstoppable Force for a team fight that might happen down in this Dragon area. And I think at this point of the game where they are behind, they're going to have that there.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. And what you actually seen in that little mid lane setup now, because of the dashes that you've got from LeBlanc, from Wicked's Malphite in his ultimate, as well as Shook on Kha'Zix, they can actually dive walls and dive under towers, get kills and back away quite quickly. So they were trying to set something up. 4 out of 5 members of Alliance have the ability to sort of blink over walls, so to speak, or cross those distances. So it's something we've also got to be aware of. Pulling the trigger, somebody could die very quickly.
And I think this Dragon may just be giving up for free here. Froggen has wandered off towards the top lane. Wicked will finally come down, but it's going down really quickly. Looks good for the Super Hot Crew. It's gone. It's gone, that one. And it's picked up again. Second Dragon in a row for Super Hot Crew. They've got 4 men down here, and really Alliance had no answer for that one.
Absolutely none. I doubt whether they even had the time on that Dragon. You had a collection of 3 members from Alliance in the mid lane. I had assumed they were going to go down to Dragon to challenge for it. And the moment Shook showed his face in the top lane to defend the tower and clear the wave, Super Hot Crew said, their jungler's not there, we have Gragas and a Smite, go for Dragon. Even if they challenge, we've got the advantage in that battle, and they extend their gold lead 1,500. Alliance need to be a little careful because they're giving away some pretty big objectives without any contest.
You see that Froggen is once again headed up towards his top lane. He managed to get a kill here earlier on, but Mima is now much tankier, and the Super Hot Crew are actually headed up towards this one to prevent that gank from happening. But, well, I'll take that one straight back with a DFG, and that's a lot of burst. But Froggen second the turret. There's a barrel. Wicked not going to have tower aggro. Then he finally will. Moops tries to body slam into him. The barrel will land as well, but Malphite walks away. A kill for a kill there. Mima losing out. He's going to continue to be tanky, but taking out Froggen there is a nice pickup.
Yeah, very good coordination from Alliance to pick up Dr. Mundo. He got just deleted there. The amount of burst that came down was very, very immense. It's also allowed Shook to pick up this tower. Even if Shook goes down, which doesn't look like he will, that would be a worthwhile trade. It's the first tower of the game, and it allows Froggen to start roaming a little bit more frequently. I would like to see Froggen moving to this bottom lane to help out Tabs and Nif, who they're still only 13 CS behind, but they've been playing catch-up since the very early game, and they need a little bit of assistance from the rest of Alliance.
See the workings of that Spirit Visage in for Mima as well, which is certainly going to help out, especially against Froggen and Wicked.